Hey guys, AuspiciousAussie here, and welcome to episode 8 of my Total Championship Wrestling series on TEW 2016. Now, today's episode, it's going to be an interesting one, of course. We've got the Fatal 4-Way match to crown the new number one contender for the World Heavyweight title. We've also got another pretty big match where Sammy Buck and Rocky Golden will be teaming up together to take on, I think it's American Buffalo and Brian Vesey. So looking forward to that match as well. I think it should pull a pretty good rating. But let's get straight into the pre-show. Start off with a 69C+. In a pre-show bout that had decent wrestling but didn't have much heat, Matt Hocking, Human Arsenal, and Divine Fortune defeated Brent Hill, Jeremy Courtney, and The Elite in 9:52, when Daryl Devine defeated Jeremy Courtney by pinfall with a Divine Dream Drop. It's a pretty good match rating, to be honest. And we also have Daryl Devine improving in performance skills. The next pre-show match is a 74B-, probably good enough to be on the TV show, to be honest. In a decent pre-show match, Wolf Hawkins, Titan, and Aaron Andrews defeated Bulldozer Brandon Smith and the Dynamite Express in 8:21, when Wolf Hawkins defeated Sid Collier by pinfall with a Full Moon Rising. And as you'd expect, Wolf Hawkins was head and shoulders above everybody else. Good stuff there. Basically, just wanted to put Titan in here due to the fact that, he's in there with two really, really good competitors in Wolf Hawkins and Aaron Andrews. So there's a lot of potential for, their skills to sort of rub off on him. Anyway, moving into the main show. Probably should have put this on the pre-show. 38D-. Basically just a squash match. We hired Riley McManus as a local jobber. And Killer Shark defeated him in 6 minutes, 12 seconds by pinfall with a big bite. And apparently it was a poor way to start the show. Albeit Killer Shark getting better at his gimmick. Now we then go into a 76B- rated angle. And basically it's Brian Vesey, and he's looking for a tag team partner tonight. He runs into Floyd Goldworthy, and Brian propositions him for the services of American Buffalo for tonight's tag team match. As I mentioned, they will be taking on Rocky Golden and Sammy Buck. Moving on to the match itself, which gets an 80B. I knew it was going to be a pretty good match. In a bout that had great heat and good wrestling, Sammy Buck and Rocky Golden defeated Brian Vesey and American Buffalo in 12 minutes, 2 seconds, when Sammy Buck defeated American Buffalo by submission with a back for your back. A back on your back, sorry. During the match, we also had Ricky Dale Johnson distract Buffalo, which essentially cost him the match. It's also going to lead into another match. The war to settle the score, of course, is the next pay-per-view. We're going to book in another one-on-one match between RDJ, Ricky Dale Johnson, and, of course, American Buffalo, with Floyd in the corner. Basically, their rivalry is still going. It was a bit of a botched, I think it was a botched interference by Floyd that essentially cost Buffalo the match at Malice in Wonderland. So, yeah. Apparently, Rocky Golden's also improving in his performance skills. Good stuff there. We then go into a 93 A-rated angle. Of course, picking up the victory, both Buck and Rocky Golden celebrating the ring with for the fans. And apparently, our announcing was pretty weak, so that hurt the segment rating there as well. We then go into a 70C+ rated match. Ricky Dale Johnson and the New Wave defeating Kirk Jamison and the Latino Kings in 10:17, when RDJ defeated Kirk Jamison by pinfall with a Southern Justice. And we also have Hector Galindo improving in technical skills there. Basically, just threw this match in there. Just want to get these new workers, new younger workers as well, on TV. Obviously, some of them, they can't all be on every week, hence the pre-show matches, but, it's good to get them on every now and then. Hopefully build up a little bit of popularity. We then go into a 61C rated angle, and basically it's Mark Speed claiming that Matt Hocking got lucky last week in the triple threat match, where he became the number one contender for the international title. And basically he's saying that he was, the least deserving. And he expected a more deserving challenger. Moving on to the next match, which is a Mark Speed match. Gets a 63C. Not great. Kind of expected a little bit better. But yeah, Mark Speed defeated Mr. Lucha 3 in 9:42 by submission with a cross arm breaker. And as you can see down here, Mr. Lucha and Mark Speed don't seem to click, so it made for an awkward bout, which is kind of why the rating was probably so bad. Moving on to a 76B-. Basically, it's a backstage attack. The Behemoths attack Chance Fortune backstage and leave him down and out. And of course, the tag team rivalry, it's around. It's sort of happening. We're going to give it a crack anyway. And hopefully, the two teams can put on a pretty good match at the pay-per-view. We've already got it booked in as well there for Waller to settle the score. So, yeah, we'll just have to wait and see if it's going to be, a somewhat decent match. Moving on. We then go into a 69C+ rated match where we have Mighty Mo and Giant Tanner defeating New Legacy already. They've only just become a new team and they've already suffered a defeat. And of course, losing to Mighty Mo, he picked up the pinfall, defeating Greg Gage with a plunging spinebuster. Not a great look for the New Legacy team that are claiming to be better than their fathers. And at the moment, it's not really looking too good. Of course, continuing the Mighty Mo J Cord rivalry there as well. We then go into an 88B+. And as you can see here, Sammy Back, he's officially got his rematch against Brian Vesey at War to settle the score. So we'll get that one booked in as well. He went into upper management and they've given him a rematch. Of course, he did lose. Brian Vesey cheated to get the victory over Sammy. And now he's gotten his rematch. Of course, his team, with Rocky Golden tonight, managed to beat them. So in theory, that has sort of enabled him to get this rematch, which I think will be a pretty good match. It was pretty good at the pay-per-view last time. And this time, we'll just have to hope for a clear winner without any sort of shenanigans. Moving on to the main event, which gets a 77B, which is, it's good enough. Not as good as the tag team match, but still a B. Just. In a decent match, Joshua Taylor defeated Benny Benson, Eddie Peak, and Troy Tornado in 20 minutes 30 seconds when Joshua Taylor defeated Benny Benson by submission with a butterfly lock. Our new number one contender, Joshua Taylor. Get that one pre-booked in there as well. 1-on-1 for the World Heavyweight title. Of course, Aaron Andrews and Joshua Taylor. Pretty interesting win. I don't really think there was a lot of competition there, if I'm being honest. Obviously, Eddie Peak was probably the second choice, but he's unfortunately a heel. And I think Joshua Taylor, I think he lost at the pay-per-view. Well, he did lose at the pay-per-view to Wolf Hawkins. But I feel like he is a pretty good face challenger at this stage for Aaron Andrews. And obviously there's a possibility that he might win the World Heavyweight title. Final angle of the show, 83B+, as Joshua Taylor is celebrating his victory in the ring. We have Aaron Andrews running in and attacking, leaving Taylor down into the mat. So basically, Andrews runs in, hits Taylor over the head with the World Heavyweight title, and then of course he's posing above his lifeless body. Anyway, I think that was a pretty good show. However, the match, or the overall show rating does not really reflect that. 71C+. Really, really bad rating there, to be honest. I don't feel like we deserve that rating. I feel like we should be a little bit higher than that. Obviously, we're getting massively penalised by all these production value penalties. Of course, SWF and US Pro both increasing their production values to majestic, which is obviously not even close. I think we're at professional. So, we can invest in that, but there's literally no point in doing that because we will be dropping down to Cult, I would say. I thought it was going to be at the end of last month, but as you can see here, the popularity, we're down to a 76 in the Southeast, which I think is where we just ran. So I'm assuming that that's probably going to drop down again. And I'm not sure, but if we drop down one more popularity, we might actually be under the 65 importance that we need to be a national company. In terms of Canada, we're going pretty well. 59C. I think that's up 1 point since the start of the game. I did actually go in to try and sign Mikey James, but unfortunately I think he's just going to be a little bit too much in regards to money. Of course, the SWF, where he is now, basically they're going to come in pretty strong. If we have a look at their offer, we can see their rival offer, over 15,000, and I mean our contract was 14,000, and even then it was a bit of a push. I had to give him a 20% bonus per pay-per-view, cover his travel, and then also give him a 10,000 signing bonus. So yeah, unfortunately he won't be coming in, but that's fine. He is ranked 57 in the Power 500. But yeah, we'll just have to wait and see if any more people do become available. I really like Mikey James, of course, him and Frankie Perez, the Cali Dragons. I had a really good save with them back in TEW 2013 with CZCW. They were my top tag team. Anyway, TV rating 6.48, which I believe is about the same as what we've been getting recently. So that's pretty good. You know, at least it's sort of stopped declining. Anyways, guys, that's going to wrap this episode up. If you could drop the video a like, it'd be much appreciated. Subscribe as well if you haven't already. And apart from that, guys, take it easy and goodbye.